You know what? I thought it was our guys really responded tonight. They I learned from the Southern Utah game that we're not a team that, our margin for error is very small. And so with that being said, we have to be about all the little things. And that's not necessarily about what the other team's running or what the other team's doing, but just all the little things that we talk about from day one. Whether that's when a teammate falls to the floor and being the first, the four guys sprinting over there to pick them up. Whether that's when there's a dead ball situation and having tight huddles. Whether that's winning plays, making 50-50, getting 50-50 with a guy like Jonte did there at the end when he got that offensive rebound off the free throw, just making that extra effort that led to another three by DJ. When we do those things, we're a team that's can compete with anyone. Now, hopefully, I'm not sure what to do. I was actually a good free throw shooter when I played, which was a while ago, but you got to finish off games with free throws. That game probably should have never have gotten to the point where it got to. And you can't let a team like that stick around, especially in the case of Mike Green and Marcus DeBerry are both very, very talented scorers. And it was almost deja vu of Thursday night at North Dakota when they kind of did the same thing. So our guys hung in there, and we got the stops when we needed to get the stops. Like I said, we made it a little bit closer than what we should have, but I thought overall it was a great effort.
Talk a little about DJ. He comes in on him and he gets a hot hand. I had him there was a point when he hit 3 in a row before he missed. And then, you talked about Dotson's rebound was technically a save, and he answers that with a 3 that keeps you up by 10. He really allowed you to have a little bit of a comfort zone.
DJ did? Yeah, he did and he didn't. I mean, he did from making shots, but then defensively we were trading baskets. So as opposed to when you're making that many threes in a row, you should probably be up 20, as opposed to we were trading baskets and now we're only up 10. And so now when, you don't make a couple shots and now they come down and score, it ends up being a little bit closer game. But give credit to DJ, give credit to our guys when a guy is hot, and we talk about that in practice. I mean, you got to find the hot hand. And whether that was in transition, whether that was in our half-court offense, or two, when a guy's hot like that, we got a number of different specials to get him, keep it going. I mean, when a guy is going like that, you got to find every way to keep his hand hot. And I thought our guys did a great job of executing, especially during that time. Tyler Luce was on the floor, and you could see he had 5 assists and 1 turnover. Mm-hmm. Tyler did a great job, in that 20 minutes, and especially in that stretch of creating some easy shots.
They had one of their guys that didn't play, and I don't know how that changed their approach to things. Did you see a little bit difference in that?
Akko Kaluna got hurt against Southern Utah, sprained his ankle, they're starting 5-man, and then Neely, tore his meniscus right before Christmas. So, you had 2 starters that were out for him. But I think since the Southern Utah game, the North Dakota game, they're starting to figure out a little bit how to play without those guys in the lineup. Kaluna will be back sooner or later. I don't think Neely will be back. But, they're a really talented team. Jack does a great job of putting those guys in position to be successful. Jordan Martin was a big key for us. He's one of those guys that, he's a double-double guy if you let him get the right touches. And we did a great job of doubling the post and keeping him from scoring and minimizing his deep touches. Because, when they play him at the 4, we're not necessarily as big at the 4 spot when we go DJ or Jared at that spot. So, we got to try to make sure that we keep him out of the spots. And I thought our 5s, Ebe and Kai and Roberto, and the times he were in there, did a great job of getting there on the catch and forcing him to pass it out.
Jeff, talk about the importance of when you're playing 2 games in 3 nights, 48 hours, keeping guys fresh.
Yeah, it's a balancing act, and for me, it's also getting back to figuring out what that balance is, because in the Mountain West we played Wednesdays, Saturdays, right. And so now when you're going Thursdays, Saturdays, you really have to. Your practice on Friday is much more mental than it is physical.
It's almost a walkthrough, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's and we actually got up and down. I was really disappointed in our transition defense against Southern Utah. So after we watched film of the second half of Southern Utah, we got out on the practice floor and we actually went live for about 15, 20 minutes. And then Coach Smiley did a great job of preparing these guys for what Northern Arizona was trying to do. But at the end of the day, sometimes you can, with us being so young, you can focus so much on the other team when really at the end of the day, that's not what's going to beat you. You're going to end up beating yourself. And I thought tonight we did a great job of not doing that.